We are not all as busy as each other. Why Parenthood permanently changes the cost of every hour. Well, welcome back to the Bridges of Belief podcast, guys. We are back for 2026 and we are excited to be here. And that is a massive understatement. I'm Jessica, your local dating coach and matchmaker, wink, wink, joined by new father of three, Kevin,
yes,
and Poya. Famously in love. That's all I'll leave.
Famously in love.
Famously in love. Yes.
Kevin.
Ted Mosby.
And deeply
Don't
has
insult me.
emotions.
That's a good thing.
That's not a good thing.
Okay, boys. So I'm going to start with a personal story as the inspiration for why I wanted to do this. Okay. So this may or may not be fictional, but a few years ago, I had to cancel on a friend last minute. You guys know that I've been a mother since 2021. I had a COVID baby. We had planned something important together, and I was genuinely excited. But my son got sick. So I cancelled. She was pretty irritated at me. She was upset. I could hear it in her voice. She told me, Jess, I need a couple of days to think before talking to you again. And when we finally did talk, she said, just because I don't have kids, Jess, it doesn't mean my time isn't as valuable. We're all just as busy as each other. And I remember sitting there thinking, no, we are not busy in the same way. I'm sorry, I love you, but no, we are not busy in the same way. This isn't about whose time is valuable. Of course, her time was valuable. I'm not disputing or refuting that. This is about the cost attached to that time. So even preparing for this episode, gentlemen, the time I spent last night preparing for the episode, outlining my outline, this time was not spent with my boys before they went to bed. And if I had chosen to sit longer with my boys and play Lego with them, then I would have traded time with my husband because I had to prepare for this episode. And if I chose my husband, I would be trading work. So every minute is a trade-off now in my whole life as a mother of two. Each minute, each hour is not my own anymore as a mum. Okay, Kevin, new father of three. You just had a bubba in January.
Yep.
Do you feel that every decision now is a trade-off and a swap?
Absolutely. I would say that life is so much easier when you have a partner that is much more organized, like structured, routined, and like I would have to congratulate and really glorify Lisa here and give her credit because she just holds the house down. But that being said, it's like after the first one, when it came to the second one, third one, dramatically I couldn't escape. Like now I was doing a lot of work and everything is a trade-off.
Yep.
Now it's coming to a point where I was just telling a friend, it's like I don't have time to procrastinate anymore.
No.
I don't have time. No. It's like I have 2:30 and I need to do everything. I need to get to the gym. I need to do jiu-jitsu. I need to work on my clients. I need to run my workshops. I need to do the content. I need to look after what's happening in the house. I need to feed the kids. I need to drop the kids. And it's just a completely different level.
Yeah.
So much so that like, you know, you see all those memes where parents bag up non-parents, where they go, people without people that kids think they're busy, they have no idea. There is no busyness, no busyness. And I remember thinking, like, I used to hear that as someone who wasn't a parent, and I get it. It's annoying. It's annoying, but still, it's true. Still, it's true. But I do have a counter argument.
Okay.
If I was a non-parent, I have a counter argument to the parents.
Okay.
And the counter argument I have is exposure therapy. You have gotten to a point where now that becomes your norm, so that becomes your capacity of what you can handle. Whereas, it's like I'm not in this position because I don't have the capacity because I haven't trained myself to the capacity to handle that to a certain degree.
Interesting.
So it's like, for example, when you're at this job and you only have to travel 20 minutes, you have to travel like an hour and you're like, oh my God, I have to travel an hour. And then all of a sudden you have to travel like 20 minutes and you're just like, or you travel longer and you're like, I travel longer, it's fine. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I've been desensitized to the amount of travel.
Yes. Yeah. So it kind of desensitizes you. That's my counter thought to it. But I agree with you, Jess. It's like it's like apples and oranges. It really is. Yeah.
A childless person's time and a parent's time are asymmetrical, meaning, it's apples and oranges. They're two completely different units that we're comparing. Okay. Poi, I'm watching your reactions. I'm like, is he offended? Please tell us. What's going through
Look,
your
all
head?
I have to say is that you guys chose to have kids.
That is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Life choices. Yeah.
I rest my case. Cool, almost dropped the mic.
That's true.
No, I'm in two minds about it. I do get annoyed when not with you guys, but like when people who are like, I'm a parent, like my like, you know, like my time. I guess my time is more important. I'm like, I get it. It's like, but no, but I also get it. I think it's one of those things where I get annoyed hearing it, but I'm like, yeah, it's true. And I think it's one of those things like when you look at it by virtue of what it is, when you're a parent, you're looking after another life. You are responsible for another human being, at least one other human being.
Yeah.
That human
Their
being
survival.
dies, that's on you,
Yeah.
right? So it's, I understand. I can understand that intellectually. Obviously, I can't fully empathize with it because I'm not in that position. I mean, I kind of have a cat, so I guess that's kind of similar. But even then, she lives with my parents, so am I really looking after it? No.
But she is a dependent, so it
She's
is
a
like
dependent.
some sort of understanding.
Responsibility for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
get-
No, but I'm
Yeah.
joking. That was more.
Yeah.
That was a joke, by the way.
Yep,
Cat's
yep.
not equivalent to a child.
Yep.
Sorry to
yep.
all cat moms and dads.
Yeah.
I still need you for survival. Anyway, sorry. keep going.
No, but it is, with a human
Yeah.
being, you're not only responsible for the child surviving, you are responsible for shaping this person into a valuable member of society and into a moral member of society. So survival is one element. Then there's a time investment into making sure that they have access to all the extracurricular activities they want to do.
Commitments, yeah.
So it's not just raising them, spending time with them. It's the
Character
amount of time
development.
you have to develop yourself and
Yeah.
develop your career skills as well, so you can make more income to provide a better life for your kids. So I have a lot of compassion. I hope I have a lot of compassion for parents. I hope that I show compassion to you guys, and sometimes I may not fully understand the pressures you're under. I also think part of it, I agree with what you said about exposure therapy, and I think also just relativity. So what was it? What country is it? What was the country that's the happiest country in the world? It was like a third world nation, starts with a B.
Oh.
Oh,
Not Bahrain. It definitely wasn't
I heard
Bahrain.
the happiest country in the world. I mean, this is all
Really?
stuff that you see is Philippines.
Let's say it's the Philippines, right?
Yep.
Is it considered a developing nation?
I think so.
third world
I
country.
think so.
Developing
Yeah,
nation.
Yeah.
You know, there's quite a bit of poverty there. I'm sure there's areas that are affluent.
There is. Yeah.
But they're happy, and you look at us in Sydney, and we're miserable.
Yeah.
And so it's a relativity thing as well. Or like I meet some people who grew up with rough households with parents who beat them, and they lived like in a pretty rough area, and they're some of the happiest people I know. And I know people who grew up going to like Barker College that are like, I've got so much going on. I'm so low all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's not and it's not to say that their suffering is not valid or that person's necessarily tougher.
It's comparative suffering.
Comparative. So it's just that everyone it's just all relative.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
Yeah.
It's just some people, when your baseline is one thing, everything you're exposed to out of it is different. So if your baseline is like my parents beating me, can't walk at night because I'll get stabbed. That's your baseline for normal. In a general sense, obviously trauma and stuff can play an impact. But I've seen people where, because that's their baseline, they're just happy. They're just really content with life. They're like, I could just get to live in don't know, Quakers Hill and not get shanked. Like that's like living in Bondi for a North Shore person,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think there's an element of relativity to it, which I guess also exposure therapy. But I agree.
Yeah.
I think I one thing you kind of threw away, or I guess as a throwaway comment you made, is like about the whole thing of is my time more valuable than yours. I don't like that. I don't like that whole.
I know.
I don't like. I really don't like that wave of argument as a parent too.
I don't like it, but I think it's objectively true.
I don't think, but I don't think it's objectively true because it's subjective. It's always a subjective
Can I
opinion.
weigh in here?
You know what I mean? Like how can I say in some opinion, like okay, personally, the kind of, and you tell me what you think about this, Jess. Personally, the way I see it is everyone's got their own highest values.
Yep.
And some people will just objectively say, well, family is a more important value than this, as an example.
Right.
Like you might say, oh, well, family is the number one and most important value. You have to value that. And if you go to Elon Musk,
values judgment.
it's a values judgment.
Right.
because if Elon Musk spent all his time on family, do you think he'd be Elon Musk? Do you think Warren Buffett will be Warren Buffett? No, like people have their own individual
His
values.
kids turned out great, by the way.
Sorry? Oh, I didn't really know about his kids, but like I think the reality is he had a net positive on the world, and
Right.
you can't judge. My theory is you can't judge
Also-
saying this
Yeah.
is what's more important
Yeah.
as value. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
You can't you can't do that. So
Yeah.
I think you can't make you can't make an objective claim. It's a subjective opinion. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So
I just want to add on to Starlink real
Yeah.
quick. Just shout out to Starlink for Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah,
I just
yeah.
need to say this because I know someone's gonna be like, "What net positive Elon Musk done for the world?" And I need to say it now, so you can shut up. Starlink is the reason that people in Iran, my home country, where the internet's been cut off, and they're being murdered by the government. I'm going to say this now. I'm going to get political. Starlink is the reason we have been able to check in on family members, see if they're okay. We're able to get videos from Iran where the internet's been cut off by the autocratic government. So before any of you say what positive Elon Musk has done,
Wow.
like check your privilege. Anyway, I wanted to say that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that, so thank you for
Yeah.
informing
Yeah.
us.
So I just need to say because I know people hate him, and
Yeah.
he's morally complex, but yeah. Sorry.
Okay,
Wow.
gentlemen, the heart
That's
of the
awesome, bro. That's so
That's really
good that
good.
he
That's
did
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know they tried to take it down a few times. Did they? He kept bringing it back.
I don't know how. I don't know how it fully worked, but yeah,
Yeah.
he just kept trying to.
What a
like,
beast.
God bless Starlink.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sorry, just please
Sorry,
continue
Jess.
what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Circling back, the heart of the reason why I really wanted to do this episode is not to be like, hey, I'm going to convince you that my time is more important than yours. That wasn't the heart of the
Yeah.
episode.
Got you.
The heart of the episode is to explain the apples to oranges, like that, and the trade-off. And there's a third point that I really want to land here, and that is that busyness is not the same thing as dependence. But I think Poya beautifully and articulately explained that very
Yeah.
eloquently.
Yeah.
But I just want to paint a picture here. Okay. So before kids, if you're tired from the night before, you rest.
Yeah.
If you cancel, your friend is mildly disappointed or maybe very disappointed.
Yeah.
If you're sick, you isolate yourself, you quarantine yourself, you get better, you heal. If you need space, then you take it.
Yeah.
You do you, honey. But after kids, if you're tired, then tough titties, you still got to function. If you cancel, you've likely rearranged multiple people's schedules, like mine, my husband's, my children's, and and whatever preschool thing I had going on.
Yeah.
If you're sick, someone still needs feeding. When I was 8 months postpartum, I had COVID. And
No excuse.
It doesn't matter.
you gotta
I
show
still
up.
need to breastfeed a baby.
Yep.
Is my husband going to breastfeed the baby? No, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm a mum. Anyway, and if I need space, well, that's adorable. But I have a baby who needs me more than I need space.
That's true.
So
That's
I'm
true.
not bitter or angry. I'm just trying to say that the key point I want to land is that my time is not more important or more valuable. My time is just not flexible. It's not as flexible.
That's a very, very good way to put it, Jess.
Thank you.
That is a brilliant way to put it.
I do have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I do think parents' times. I think the time of a parent. Let me rephrase that. I believe if you have kids, and I say this as someone who doesn't yet have kids,
Yeah.
hopefully not within the next 3 years, but after that, let's go. But God bless if I do have kids. I do believe that people with kids have more valuable time. But my question is, and I don't, if I'm derailing, please let me know, but how do we measure value?
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
survival.
that's a great question. Yep.
I said,
Really?
I don't know, but that's a great question.
we'll measure value in terms of who needs who more urgently. And a little baby infant who's dependent on me as their mum for survival, that's why my time is more valuable.
I agree with that.
That's the only reason. And but right now, childcare can be outsourced, but every time I outsource care of my kids to their grandma, for example, who usually, bears the brunt of that. Thank you to my mother-in-law, Marie. She's absolutely incredible. I love her so much. If I do that, then I have guilt. Like there's an emotional neglect piece that I feel comes into play. Because as a mother, I am primary caregiver. I'm sole parent. I'm mum. Like I'm everything. I'm their answer to life. Their
Yep.
primary attachment is with me.
Yep.
So if I'm not there for them, what kind of core memory is going to form there? I know we're talking like in and out language. In and out language?
Yeah,
Inside
out
Inside out language.
Great.
It's funny because my mind went there, so it's good that you went there. Yeah.
Parents of kids.
Yeah.
But so like, it's one thing to physically neglect your children and be like, oh, they're old enough now. They're 4 years old. They're at preschool, whatever. Like they'll be fine. But it's another to not spend time with your kids because I'm working or I'm working on a podcast or I'm doing something else. I think occasionally when I dip into like doing this podcast, as you know, if I'm not putting my kids to bed every single night, I would absolutely feel guilty. Like I was emotionally neglecting them, and I'm not okay with that.
I'm curious for your guys' thoughts, but I think there's a lot more. There's a lot of consequences attached to the existence of a child.
Yeah.
In the sense of if you mess up as a parent and your child is messed up because of that, that could have significantly negative impacts on society. Because think about a lot of criminals. What's the common thread? A lot of murderers, a lot of rapists. They were abused as children, or they had a lot of childhood trauma.
They didn't have a real secure attachment with any one safe person. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's this, and obviously there's outliers, but yeah, it's this cycle of violence.
Yeah.
And I don't think people talk about it enough with children. Do you guys ever think about that with your kids? Like, if you're, how
I used to be a child protection caseworker, so I think about this stuff all the time.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, this is why I'm so against daycare. This is why,
Interesting.
There's certain things. I do a lot of research on attachment stuff. But yeah, I know that I take it very seriously that I'm a mother. And
Jess, are you going to homeschool your children?
That's $1 million question. Put it this way, I would love to be the type of mother that could homeschool her children. Yeah. But I don't feel like I have it in me.
Select that school.
If somebody else
do you
put
think
their hand up to do it that I trusted, I would almost say yes. Yeah.
Right. So you would promote the homeschooling model over the normal school model?
I'm going to say blanketly yes, but I probably need to do more research.
Okay.
Before I really answered that question properly. Yeah.
Would you ever put them into a selective school?
I haven't thought about that yet.
So
I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Apparently, it's a lot cheaper than putting them through a very expensive Catholic or private school. So that's what my friend who was a parent of teenagers says. Yeah. Okay. The other thing that I want to highlight is the cost of cancellation.
Can I ask you a question on something that you said? So I just don't want to skip over it, right?
Yep.
So a few things I want to bring up. One thing that you said is, if I'm not the one that's, putting my kids to bed, then I'm going to feel guilty, right? And I imagine that there are mothers who like still spend plenty of time with their kids, but they have their own dreams, they have their own goals, kind of thing, and maybe they're a little bit more okay with doing that. So maybe let's just say out of like 6 days they put their kids to bed like 5 days as an example. Instead of 7 days they do it like 5 days. And maybe they spend a little bit more time on their dreams or the goals or whatever. Yeah. And I remember Ed Milet, someone that I absolutely love. He's like a online influencer. And he says this thing. He said one of the most insidious forms of child neglect is not chasing your own dreams. Why? Because when you're not chasing your own dreams, you're basically telling your child in a way, and I'm not saying this is for you necessarily at all, but like you're telling your child that I don't believe my dreams and I will sacrifice everything for you. And in a way, sometimes that can imprint on the children, thinking that that's the way that life needs to be, type of thing.
Does this guy have children?
He does. He's
a Christian as well.
He's a Christian too. Yeah. And this is not like a hot take. This is something that like almost every guest and people like commented on the post, like, oh, that really makes sense. And I actually kind of in a way agree. Like, I don't know personally for me if completely giving up my goals and my dreams and what I want to achieve and completely focused on my kids, that's not the impact I would want to have on my children. You know what I mean? Okay. But I also think what's really interesting here is like, it's interesting for a woman too, because it's slightly different. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know that
it's very different.
It's very different. Argue, yeah. So I know you've also mentioned the whole like the women dynamic of chasing their goals and being a family woman and stuff like that. So the question is, let's just say if there was a woman who was like not as guilty for like not putting their kids to bed as much, is that wrong?
Okay, so this is where I want to weigh in. because I think majority time is a piece to consider. So if this mother is putting her kids to bed 5 of 7 nights a week, that's probably me right now. Like,
Okay.
I'm probably putting my kids to bed 5 out of 7 nights.
Tom does the rest?
No, it's either grandma or Tom.
Okay.
Or they split it, but I'm the primary person.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I am the person, right? I'm like where the sun rises and sets for them.
Yeah.
And I want to keep it that way. I think I'd be very jealous if somebody else took that spot.
Yeah.
I would hate the nanny that I employed who was too good at her job.
Yep.
I would hate anybody who took care of my kids and my kids preferred them over me. I would be very jealous of that for sure. Because I think that's the attachment stuff. I understand what you mean, and this is like we are going to talk about that in another episode. Wink, wink.
Yeah,
but,
cool.
I do believe in. I did say on stories like a year or 2 years ago, I would happily sacrifice the next 10 years of my career for my kids if I absolutely had to.
Yep.
Because I do believe in women going for their dreams. I don't believe in sacrificing their children's attachment, though. I believe that I can go for my dreams, but delay them. I can delay my dreams to prioritize my children's secure attachment.
Is it slightly different for men?
Yes, I would say yes.
How so?
Erica Komisar, who's an attachment expert and psychoanalyst, she talks about how oxytocin in both in a dad and a mother, in a mum and a dad, is similar in terms of the research, but it is the mother who like a woman's arms are sort of curved a bit differently to nurture a baby.
Wow.
Our hormones are
Biological
different.
biological proof.
Yep. Our breasts, our bodies were made to take care of children. And I think this is also why this is like probably very controversial, but I also don't believe in gay marriage, and I don't believe in gay people having kids. I know that they do, and I think I think if a gay couple adopts kids, it rescues them out of an awful situation, and I'm okay with that. But it's a very nuanced and a very
For you, it's like the
choppy
lesser of two evils
topic.
type of thing. Yeah.
So what was that?
For you, it's like the lesser of two evils type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, gotcha.
But I think the nuclear family of mum, dad having a baby is the best. Is the best for a child. Like that is a child's right to know their mother and father, their biological mother and father. Yeah. Which is why I'm obsessed with keeping sex within marriage and keeping the family intact.
Yeah. By the way, did you know that millennials are apparently the ones that are spending most time with their kids than any other generation?
Well, that's what every Instagram carousel is telling me.
Yeah.
Where do people get the data for that from?
I don't know, but I've seen it.
Like,
I've seen it so many times that it's
Yeah.
like sometimes when you see something so many times, it's often coming from a unique source. Like for example, everywhere you see what is it, creatine is like good for you, and then I look it up and I'm like, it's coming from something. Yeah.
Interesting.
creatine's great.
It's so
Yeah.
good for you. I love it. It makes a big difference.
I don't even know
Yeah.
what creatine is.
Oh
What
my
is
God,
that?
Jess.
It's
What
the
is
best.
We will talk about
creatine?
this after. It will change your life,
Every morning,
especially for
I
women.
take it.
Especially for women, very good.
I'm
Yeah?
Yeah. Very good for women
Yeah.
Okay.
for their energy levels. Yeah.
I don't know if ADD is good.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So boys, I think because we got to finish at 9 this episode, right?
Yeah, go another 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
minutes.
All
Okay,
right,
awesome.
Cool. All right. Another point I want to add before we finish is I want to explain why that coffee cancellation story hit me so deeply. Like, one, this friend was important to me, and anyone listening to this who was a personal friend of mine, I constantly feel guilty that I have to deprioritize my friendships in my world, because I actually really, really value my female friendships, especially, and I feel so guilty that I can't put my female friends up the top of my priority list. I just
We
can't.
feel less guilty about the kids, and that's how you make the decision. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
two
how it works.
equals.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so also the terms childless or child free, I once got raked over the coals by one of my followers on Instagram for using the term child free. And this person said, it was a guy, I'm going to just say that it was a guy, and he knows who he is if he's watching this. But he said, saying child free is almost implying that, children are burdens and like, you should be using the term childless. And I was like, actually, I kind of agree with that. So for the sake of meeting in the middle, I'm going to use childless and child-free interchangeably now. Okay, so, all right. So before I had kids, if I cancelled coffee with a girlfriend, I was quite committed to my commitments. I was quite good to keep my commitments. But if I have kids and I cancel a coffee, it's not because I woke up and suddenly thought, oh, I can't be bothered going, right? Because if I go to a coffee with a child in tow, it's usually not two adults having a pleasant, uninterrupted conversation. So this is what I want to explain to childless people. All right, so here's the picture that I want to paint here. Okay, Kevin understands what I'm talking about. So every other father watching it,
People
okay.
do not get it. People just don't get it. That's why we can have 10 conversations at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have to. It's survival. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the picture that I'm painting, because I had this lovely person. She was, wanting to be my friend. I wanted to be her friend, but I just knew it couldn't happen. She didn't have kids. She was married, didn't have kids.
Yeah.
And me with at the time a 1 and a 3-year-old. I was like, okay, if I go to coffee with you, she's like, you can bring your baby. I was like, okay. She's like, you can bring a baby, and I was like, mm-hmm. So say I'm sitting to coffee with her. We're sitting in a cafe, right? He's a little boy. I'm gonna be managing a toddler who hates sitting still. I'm going to be watching for choking hazards, like constantly. I'm redirecting noise. I'm wiping up spills, and probably her coffee and my coffee that we won't get to fully drink. I'm cutting up food that I had to bring from home.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting her every 90 seconds. Okay, so you were telling me about that guy with the red hair that you saw in the dream.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be saying. I'm regulating my child's emotions, and you're telling me about your life in between all those interruptions.
Yeah.
So when I say I can't come, it's not because coffee isn't important to me. It's because coffee is not what you think it's going to be.
Yes, that's right. That's why you want to hang out with other mothers.
Exactly.
Because they get it.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do your friends not try to be accommodating? Do they not try to say, hey, where's easiest for you to meet up? Do you want me to come to your house? So do they not
The very few very few childless girlfriends that I do have, they're very understanding. They're lovely.
Yeah.
But the fact that they don't have kids, it just makes the time with me not very fun. And I feel guilty wasting their time.
Do you think they feel like they're not having fun?
Well,
'Cause
I would
I don't-
rather hang out with them. Like, I am hanging out with my child-free girlfriends, like, very soon. And it's when the childcare is being outsourced. Let's just say that. Yeah.
If it means anything, I mean, for you, Kevin, there's been times where I've come out and hung out with you and your boys, and it's been awesome. I love those days.
you
That's some
have.
of the most fun moments I've had with you.
Yeah.
And
But
you have to.
he's a boy dad, and you're doing fun boy dad things.
No, we're just chilling on the couch. We're not doing anything. We're
So
we're literally chilling on the
I
couch.
don't know.
No, this is the thing. I'm just curious as to whether it's more of a friend issue than, because I personally enjoy hanging out with my friends and their kids. I don't. Yeah, it's annoying if you have to interrupt to manage your kid, but
I think I kind of agree with both of you guys, because the times that Poya's come over and hung out with my kids, Poya knows not to be having like a full on deep conversation, because I just can't be in it.
Yeah,
right?
so he adapts.
So that's what you got to do. You got to have someone that kind of adapts with it. And so far, Poya has been able to adapt. So far, from what I remember, and I just want to say, if I was that friend, instead of getting pissed off, what I would do is, can I come bring you something, because you're going to be with the kids, you're not going to have any time to cook. Can I cook you something and bring it something? That would be a hectic mum. That would be a hectic friend. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been better.
Yeah, because I think it's more of a. I don't know. I know we got to wrap up, but I'll just say this. I feel like it might be more of a friend issue.
Okay, all right. Can I just say, I think it's actually a men-women friend issue, because
women.
Because when women have coffee, it's because we want to have a D&M.
No, but we've had D&Ms with your kids
and also,
around.
I want to get my needs met too.
Yeah.
So
okay.
my emotional need is to have one long, continuous, uninterrupted conversation with my girlfriend.
But I also think
And
that
for her to attune to me.
if you bring your son, and I see it all the time, and someone else brings their son, you're both doing that, and you both just kind of you see it all the time. Like, women are coffee, and the kids are just going
Yeah, but
crazy.
you're talking about childless people.
Yeah, childless people. But what I'm saying is, like, you can have that experience with when you're with people who have children. That's why they always gravitate, because even if you're not having that deep conversation, you're still somehow connecting.
Yeah.
Because this woman's like looking after her kids, that woman's looking, and there's no
Playdate.
there's no like hurry up,
Yeah.
like get back to the conversation. There's just a mutual. You're just present with the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, in summary, because we've got to wrap up. Sorry, everyone. Basically, every hour, every minute is actually a trade-off. We're comparing apples to oranges, which cannot be compared. And what else?
The flexibility thing.
The flexibility thing. But I just want to be clear, this is not a moral hierarchy. Child-free adults contribute enormously to society. I didn't just write this out and I'm reading it. I really do believe that.
Yep.
Because in the workforce, they're the ones who are staying late and who can carry the team. You know, whereas the people with kids, they've got to go home. So their time matters too. Okay, but the structure of their time is fundamentally different. And yeah, that's all I'll say. That's